Hey guys, what's up? This is the Deadboys podcast, bringing you video game and related things and stuff. This voice is David, and that voice is
Josh.
And let's get into it. He comes from the DC side of life, and I come from the far superior Marvel side of life.
Fat scrub.
And well, you had to yell that, but more importantly, more important than Marvel. I come from the video game side. We both have separate channels. We both do separate things in those separate channels. Here we're just coming to, I don't know, make your day better. Hopefully make your lunch hour go by faster. This is it, really. So we're just gonna talk about some stuff and things.
Yeah, just a quick thing. My channel is mostly gonna cover like DC Cinematic Universe stuff. I may talk about Marvel things every once in a while. I'll also be talking about like DC video games, like the upcoming Arkham Knight. So, yeah, let's dive right into this. Let's dive right into this junk and get started on this. So we can start by talking about it with Dawn of Justice, the new movie coming from Mr. Zack Snyder in 2016. What are your thoughts of the movie so far?
Okay, one, I am very disappointed in the title of this because nothing screams like really comic book stuff, and it's really surprising because DC isn't really like a huge like comic book thing. You know what I mean? Like they're I mean, obviously they're a huge comic book thing. I am a fan of DC myself. Even though I'm a little bit more loyal to Marvel because Marvel doesn't have Superman.
It's crazy how they've been able to take pretty much all of their most famous characters and connect the movies in a way that no one's ever done before. Joss Whedon is a genius. That guy, he's a fantastic writer. Once they're done with the cinematic universe for Marvel, you should hop over to the better side of life, which is DC, and help us with some. He can do it. I guarantee that. Let's just say Joss Whedon leaves for something, and he comes with a DC and he directs a Shazam film. That movie would be fantastic.
Yeah. Because
it would almost be like not really a Thor movie, but it would almost have that kind of feel.
It would have the feel of. Because it's the story behind Shazam. If you don't know it, I'm not going to say it because it's one. I love Shazam. He's one of my favorite members of the Justice League in general. But it is like a magical. I mean, it's a magical thing.
It was actually last month that they leaked the DC's plan of their lineup of movies for 2019. Of course, you've got Dawn of Justice coming out in 2016. After that, there's supposedly a Shazam film.
Yeah.
Then after that, there's Sandman. I'm not really delve into Sandman because I don't know the character very much. I think that'd be unwise of me to judge a character when I don't even know him. I'm currently looking up stuff about him, so I may talk about him later. And then in 2017, you've got 3 more DC films. You've got Justice League, Wonder Woman, I do believe. And then there is the supposed Flash Green Lantern team-up film.
I'm probably gonna go see the Flash Green Lantern film if it actually happens. I will probably see it opening night because that's one of my favorite character pair-ups.
Yeah.
Because it's just, they're best friends.
So you would rather see? Would you rather see Flash and Green Lantern over Batman and Superman?
It depends. What kind of Batman?
Adam West Batman, Christopher Reeve Superman.
Oh,
smack those together. Would you enjoy that?
I might, just because it would just be really campy.
When I said that, just a little side note, when I said that, David literally crapped his pants. His eyes were just gleaming with joy.
Because I think
I saw a tear.
One, Adam West.
I'm gonna come out and say it. I don't like the Adam West Batman.
Well, you're also a weenie, so...
Why? Because I don't like the Adam West Batman?
No, because you're a weenie.
Whatever. I'm not a weenie. I'm a weenie. No, I'm not a weenie.
You're defending that really hard, by the way.
I don't like him. I don't like the costume. I think Adam West looked a little bit too thick in that costume. You saw like his man boobies like through his suit.
Adam West has the body of an angel.
Moving on from men that look like fat bastards. Yeah, what are your thoughts about the Wonder Woman film? Obviously, they casted Gal Gadot, or Gadot, however you say her name, casted her as Wonder Woman. Do you approve?
I do, because
She's gorgeous.
I don't approve just because of that. One,
I know. That's the reason why I approve. I just wanted. She's a pretty good actress.
I mean, she's a good actress. She's really, really pretty, and
she's tall too.
Yeah, which is not because she's pretty, she should play a female figure, but because like the way her physique is, she would play a really good Wonder Woman.
You want to know what really pissed me off?
Is that everyone was like ragging on her?
Yeah, when everyone found out that she got cast as Wonder Woman, I have never seen. I mean, I've seen more hate, but the hate that was like on her was ridiculous. They were like, "This is a terrible casting. They should have casted Jamie Alexander, who already plays an important character in the Marvel universe. You guys are stupid if you think that Jamie Alexander would leave Marvel and play a DC superhero. Although I mean that she would have been really good. Also, the girl from Percy Jackson. I forget who she plays. I'll have her picture up on the screen. But yeah, I think Gal Gadot is actually they landed a perfect person to play her. And instead of immediately judging her before you even see her in the suit, before you even see the freaking movie, be open, you know? Just be open to a new version of Wonder Woman.
And think about it this way. It could be a lot worse. It could be like Spider-Man 3, Tobey Maguire. Yeah.
The dancing.
Emo Spider-Man. Just ladies. Wannabe ladies man.
He was also like a grade A douchebag in that film.
Yeah,
especially like Mary Jane, like he like backhanded her while they were like in like the bar.
Oh yeah, that
I was just like, wow.
Terrible.
I was like, somebody freaking hand that boy his teeth.
Well, here's the thing. I know they wanted to I know they wanted to do like the whole like what happens when symbiotes control you kind of thing, because the symbiote was on him the entire time, and you can't really take the symbiote off. I mean, he did eventually take it off as Black Suit Spider-Man. He rung the bell. And that's how he took it off, because that's how symbiotes respond. They also, I think they respond to fire in a negative manner, if I think back correctly. But, like,
Carnage seemed like fire.
Well, Carnage is also a serial killer. So
yes.
Carnage doesn't really count as far as stuff like that.
Did you know that if Spider-Man 3, like, did well...
they would have done a Carnage movie.
Yeah, and Jim Carrey most likely would have played Cletus Cassidy.
I think... in the Amazing Spider-Man like 4, because I know they probably won't introduce Carnage in this. I mean, still kind of early. They are doing
a Venom spinoff film. No one knows when it's coming out. It's been announced that they're doing one, but they haven't solidified a date for that.
Yeah.
Sinister Six. There isn't even a set date for Spider-Man. The Amazing Spider-Man 3. I think it could get pushed back till at least 2017. Because I guess they want to rethink their whole strategy when it comes to the universe. Because they did set up a lot of things. Like you saw, of course, they had the thing for setting up for the Sinister Six. Felicia Hardy, I think that's her last name. Felicia Hardy, Black Cat was in it. She didn't play Black Cat. She
was Felicia.
They would just introduce her as Felicia to know that, hey, Felicia exists in this universe. We plan on doing something with her. We're giving her a super small role in this movie now. And we're going to expand on it in future installments.
I think I will gladly wait till 2017 to see The Amazing Spider-Man.
This is what I would like to see out of The Amazing Spider-Man universe. As much as I don't like Marvel, but I like Andrew Garfield. I like what Mark Webb's doing with the films. This is what I want to see happen. What I want to have happen. What I would like to see happen. What I would like to see is Amazing Spider-Man 3 is when they should officially introduce the symbiote, because in an extended TV spot that they had for Amazing Spider-Man 2, you actually saw the symbiote. If I can find a picture, I'll put it up there. I don't know if I will be able to, but you actually see the symbiote. officially introduce the symbiote into, the universe. Get Venom. Amazing Spider-Man 4 slowly introduce Cletus Cassidy. Now, this is where maybe a lot of people may not like where this is going, but I would love to see this happen. During Amazing Spider-Man 4, and even towards the end of Amazing Spider-Man 3, introduce the character Miles Morales.
Yes.
Introduce him, allow them to become friends, and then in Amazing Spider-Man 4, they need to kill Peter Parker. And then
at the end of the movie.
Yes, at the end of the movie. Not just like, hey guys, look, oh, beautiful, beautiful New York City, bang.
Time mark 2 minutes in.
I think who kills him in the comic books?
I don't remember actually.
If he hasn't already done it, when they introduce Cletus Cassidy, I want him to kill Spider-Man as Carnage. I think that might be too dark for the film franchise, but I mean, if they're gonna do Carnage justice the way he's done in the comic books, they need to have him like dark, like really, really dark. Heck, you could even introduce Carnage in the Venom spin-off film.
Yeah.
That actually would be wise instead of introducing him in Amazing Spider-Man 3 and then having him kill Peter in 4. But yeah, and then once Spider-Man dies. Once Peter Parker dies, basically start a new franchise, but it still continues the amazing franchise, and have Miles Morales as Spider-Man. I would love, although it's not going to happen because they just cast him in Fantastic Four, I would love to see Michael B. Jordan play Miles, but he's playing the Human Torch.
It's the same series, and even if it wasn't in the same universe, whereas like he was in DC and they want to do Marvel, they wouldn't do that anyway.
Yeah.
They have a contract and it's conflicting.
But
back to DC.
Yeah, back to DC.
Because life needs to suck sometimes.
Wow, whatever. you hear this? You hear this? It's bashing on my homies.
Your homie.
My homies.
Whatever.
But yeah, Gal Gadot, she's gonna do a great job. I'm excited to see what she's gonna bring to the character. Comic-Con's in, what was it, like 2 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
2-3 weeks. There will be more information coming from Marvel and DC side, and we'll most likely have like a big podcast where we're just discussing pretty much everything that comes out of those two panels.
Oh yeah.
And here's a casting that I'm not okay with. Out of all the casting that's been in this movie, this is the one that I'm not really okay with. We got a good old boy Jesse Eisenberg playing a good old Lexi Poo.
As an actor, Jesse Eisenberg has chops.
Yes.
I think he's a fantastic actor. Okay? He's proven time and time again. I think he's a great comedic actor. I don't think it's a hugely big mistake as an actor cast, because this is probably a young Lex Luthor.
Yeah, but when you think of Lex Luthor, you do think of, somebody who's a little bit menacing,
Yeah.
who can pull off, being the, like the crowd pleaser, like everybody loves him, but in the shadows he's a dark and person who just wants to just get rid of Superman.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the main reasons why me and other people don't like the casting, one is probably because he has hair. There have been Photoshop pictures of him without hair, and some of them look good. Some of them look really, really bad, like just gross looking. I don't know if he's gonna have his hair shaved off or whatever. Even if they're gonna even have him have hair, at least give a nod to the comic book of him having no hair at all. Maybe someone like, oh, maybe you should go bald, and he just laughs it off or something like that.
Yeah.
Although people might not like that because they feel like Zack Snyder's bashing that he had no hair or whatever. I mean, know.
It's
at least if you're gonna give him no hair, at least let it, if they're gonna have kryptonite in it, let it be like an overexposure to kryptonite, and he starts losing his hair or something like that. I'm pretty sure that happened in some kind of story arc. It might have been in Smallville or something like that.
Ew.
Hey, the guy who played Lex Luthor in that show was fantastic. Michael Rosenbaum, I think that was his name.
If he's so fantastic, why did you stutter his name?
Because whenever I look at his name, I'm just like, oh, it's that guy who played Lex Luthor. I know it's Michael. It's like Michael Rosenbaum.
Something. Anyway,
Michael something.
Look,
he was fantastic. He also voiced Flash in the Justice League animated TV show.
He was really good at that.
Wally West.
Mm-hmm.
I need to see a picture of like legit like Jesse Eisenberg in the suit, all that good stuff.
Well, Jesse has definitely his work cut out for him because he's probably getting through a lot of just backlash about it.
Oh yeah, serious backlash. When they found out that Ben Affleck was playing Batman, people literally started petitions
to
remove him.
You know why?
I almost signed it, but I was just like, gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. A lot of years have passed since Daredevil, and that's been everybody's excuse about Ben Affleck. Ever since he did that movie practically cursed him for years. And and he's still suffering from it. By no means is that a good movie at all. That movie is trash. But that was also really early on in his career. He has developed as an actor. He's now directing movies. Directed Argo, The Town, and most likely he'll be doing the next Batman standalone movie.
I hope so.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
I think he's an incredible director.
The thing is, when they announced that there's gonna be a Batman standalone film, they completely shoved it on the back burner. The movie's supposed to be coming out in 2019. Mm-hmm. Which is a little ridiculous because I think a year before that is Man of Steel 2.
I think, as far as the competition goes, Marvel is definitely a forerunner as far as the cinematic universe. Definitely. They are on their ball every single movie. Every single time something gets leaked, they're like, oh yeah, this is it. And not covering their tracks with Kevin Smith.
Yeah, if you don't know, it came out today that, or it came out on the 6th, July 6th, that Kevin Smith leaked, he purposefully leaked a fake script of Dawn of Justice.
And
so it pretty much means
a good bit of information is wrong.
Yeah, a good amount, if not all that information is false, purposefully leaked by him to start, shove the tracks off of what really is going on. How is all of this information getting leaked out now, 2 years before the movie is even supposed to come out?
Yeah.
It was a little weird. Because if this movie is so secretive and, you guys want to keep everything under wraps, then how is all this information getting out unless somebody is purposefully, leaking it? Now no one knows what's going on. Which I'm actually happy about that. Because a couple of days ago it came out that supposedly Jason Todd.
There it is.
Carrie Kelly, the Kyle Rayner, Green Lantern was supposed to be in it. There was supposed to be an Easter egg for Thanagar, which is Hawkman's homeworld.
Yeah.
And there's supposed to be a Easter egg for Cord Industry, Ted Cord being the Blue Beetle, and things like that. And I was just like. At first, I was just like, no, wait, this movie is officially too crowded. That's way too many stuff. You already got Batman, Wonder Woman, Cyborg. DC doesn't have to do it like Marvel. That's how it worked for Marvel. DC is a different company.
It's a different beast altogether.
Yes. We don't necessarily have to individually introduce every character in their own solo film. Not all the characters need to have solo films. Aquaman doesn't need to have a solo film.
Amen.
Cyborg doesn't need to have a solo film. Hawkman doesn't. These guys don't need solo films.
They really don't.
I know. Obviously, everyone knows that they're trying to catch up to Marvel. We don't need to do it like them.
You really don't.
I read someone was like, they should have done that with the Christopher Nolan Batman films, so that they wouldn't be in the situation. No. When Christopher Nolan said that he was going to be doing a Batman movie, he said it's going to be a Batman film. His story is going to be a beginning, a middle, and an end. Mm-hmm. That was their plan from Jump Street. Actually, that was actually their plan after Batman Begins, because they originally intended to do a solo film, and then when they realized how successful it was and where they could take the story, that's when they decided to do The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises. it didn't. The way that he did it, it couldn't have made it a universe because the Batman that he created was grounded in reality. That's why Joker's face wasn't bleached white. That's why Killer Croc wasn't, even though they made like a reference to him. You know, Man Bat. You know, things like that.
Of course, Man Bat probably wouldn't exist.
Not that you know of.
Killer Croc wouldn't exist.
That you know of.
Penguin probably would exist because there's probably a really short fat man that's really balding short fat man with 6 fingers
and really long and a really long nose.
Yeah, who's
and a freaking monocle.
Who's just pissed off at Batman.
If you wear a monocle, you're automatically cool in my book.
Yes, unless you're Cobble Bottom and you're just kind of
Cobble Bottom.
Yep.
Cobblepot. That's his
Cobble Bottom.
His name is Oswald Cobblepot.
I'm calling him Cobble Bottom.
Cobble Bottom.
Cobble Butt.
Gobble Bottom. Oswald Gobble Bottom. That's a gross name.
That is probably going to be a Marvel ripoff soon.
Guarantee it. Freaking turds.
Whatever.
But yeah, I'm tired of talking about Marvel.
Don't be mad because Marvel made a better copy of a DC original character.
Bull crap.
No.
Alright.
You're wrong.
Let's see who wins.
I already know this question.
Who wins in a fight, Deadpool or Deathstroke?
Let me think.
Wrong! Moving on.
You're a jerk.
Let's shift. We'll take our last thoughts on DC Cinematic Universe. We'll say. I'll let you say what you want to say. I'll say whatever, and then we're gonna move on from cinematic universes altogether.
Okay, so I think that they're doing things too quickly. I don't think that it should be, everything done before 2020. And that's what it seemed to do. It looks like they're gearing up for a huge event in 2020, which would actually kind of make sense after all of these weird releases getting, leaked. About how every movie, quote unquote, leaked, how every movie is pretty much leading up to 2019, and after 2019, there's nothing. So I'm kind of excited to see what happens. If that all does happen, one, I really hope that none of them die of sleep loss, because as far as we're looking at right now, there are multiple movies coming out in the same year, and if you guys don't know movies. That's gonna be a lot.
Yeah. I just hope that Zack Snyder or whoever's directing it doesn't get burnt out from doing these movies.
Yeah.
Because there's the people saying that Dawn of Justice and Justice League are shooting back to back. All signs are pointing to that. But
and that if I was a director and I would have one movie coming out right after another, and they were gonna be involving the same characters in the exact same cast, I would honestly shoot both movies at the same time. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You already have characters. You already have the people in their costumes. You already have all the stuff out there. Probably the same scenery anyway. Why not? If not, CGI can cover a lot of that. Even though it's expensive, if you have a Zack Snyder DC comic budget, whatever.
Yeah. Me personally,
booty.
I don't think that they're rushing it. The only reason why it looks like they're rushing it to people is because they're not doing it Marvel's way. If Marvel never did their individual movies all together and they just started with an Avengers movie, then people are like, wait a second, no, this is wrong, all that crap. And I think it's perfectly fine that they're going their own route on setting up their cinematic universe. There's nothing wrong with that. No one said that they have to individually set up each and every little character and then introduce them into a big, team up film to take on a big villain that not one of them just take on by themselves. The alien invasion that's coming to Earth, and they're gonna stop it, because then it would automatically be Avengers ripoff, and everyone would see it. That's why they're not doing it like that, because we know how Marvel did it. We know it works. We know the movies are good. So we're gonna go our route about this. We're gonna introduce these set of characters in this movie, and then they're going to branch out. Basically, we're doing it backwards, but they didn't. Obviously, Iron Man didn't have Thor Captain America and Hulk in it, because they set up their own films. So with all the characters that, mind you, also the characters that are going to be in here, like Wonder Woman, Cyborg, these people are going to have really small roles, especially Victor Stone, who's Cyborg. It's most likely going to be a cameo. That's probably why they filmed the football scene like back in like June. So yeah, I'm super excited to see Batman and Superman on the same screen together.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be really fun. I'm gonna be at the edge of my seat the entire time because I love their team up, like Batman, Superman, Public Enemies, Dark Knight Returns, movies like that. So I'm interested to see what's gonna happen. I'm excited for Comic-Con.
Oh yeah.
When they're gonna be announcing a lot of things. Hopefully it'll have the entire cast of the Justice League, or at least confirms rumors or debunk them, the ones that have been floating around the internet for months now since the movie's been announced. So yeah, that's gonna be good. Gonna be good stuff.
And now Arkham Knight. Okay, first things first. Everyone wants to know who Arkham Knight is.
I actually read some really sweet theories. I'm gonna let you talk about your theory. When you talk about your theory, explain who you think it is, why you think they are the Arkham Knight, and what's their motive behind it.
Okay.
Go.
I think I've recently said, between just Josh and I's conversation, it's Tim Drake.
Really?
Yeah, I told you that. Everyone thinks it's Tim. I think now it's Jason.
I'm saying everyone thinks it's Jason.
I think it's Jason because they don't it's the Arkham series. The Lazarus Pool exists because you fight Ra's al Ghul.
Yep.
Like a lot, actually, don't you?
No, you fight him once in Arkham City, which is a fantastic
That's
boss
actually
battle.
my favorite boss battle. That and the Joker boss fight. That's also one of my favorites because yeah, where you fight him and all his goons come and you have the two Titans fight you.
Oh,
or that Titan.
Oh, you mean the
one that took me like 3 hours to beat, and
I
you beat it in
once.
one try?
Yes,
yeah.
I played Arkham City so much
that
I could barely give him my sleep.
I got so salty at that boss fight, and he was like, "Just let me do it." And I was like, "All right." And then, I still play it now. I love that boss fight.
Yeah,
I just do. It's fun. But anyway, I think it's Jason Todd.
Thanks.
Because they don't show him being killed. Spoiler alert, he dies. A really hard death, actually.
Spoiler alert. He gets beat half to death with a crowbar.
And then gets blown up.
Then he gets blown to pieces. Not really pieces because that'd be too graphic for movies or whatever.
Yeah, but anyway, he gets...
If you want to watch it,
he gets hurt.
Yeah, watch Batman Under the Red Hood. Great movie. Red Hood is voiced by Jensen Ackles, the guy from Supernatural, who has a great voice.
Yeah.
I read somewhere, now this could be a rumor, but I saw a picture on IMDb I saw that Jensen Ackles was voicing the Arkham Knight.
Now.
And people automatically shift that, doop, Red Hood, doop, Jason Todd is the Arkham Knight.
Well, just because they have the same voice actor doesn't mean anything.
But that could also confuse people.
Well, yeah, but it could be a thing. I mean, here we are. We just talked about Kevin Smith doing his thing. I don't think Arkham Knight will probably be just revealed in the game, at least until the end.
Yeah, I think
if at all.
To keep the mystery behind the character, they shouldn't reveal him until like the final cinematic cutscene of the game. Just to that way people have something to look forward to. Obviously, it's the last game, the last Batman game that Rocksteady is doing that we know of.
Yeah,
they need to have a big thing at the end.
Now the only problem with that is I can see this happening. It's like a building being torn down. There's fire, like around them. Batman's walking up to Arkham Knight. Arkham Knight's like legs are broken or something. Like, he gets wrecked, right? And Batman goes, "Who are you? Why are you doing this?" He pulls off the thing, and it's Jason Todd's face. And then after that, nothing happens. You don't go in the game. You don't progress anything. And then that literally opens the door for the next Arkham game.
Yeah, I mean
now, and I don't think Rocksteady would do that.
They wouldn't do that because this is the
being their last one.
This is the conclusion of the Arkham series.
Yeah.
So basically, anything they do after this, Rocksteady's not doing it.
Yeah. Now
WB Montreal might take over,
I
and
hope,
that's a different conversation that I don't even want to have today.
But I mean, sources for me point to Jason Todd. Mm-hmm. Jason Todd obviously has it out for the bats. I mean, he let him die.
Yeah.
Well,
he didn't let him die. That's what
died.
Jason says.
Yeah.
But Batman really tried to save him.
Well, yeah.
He was like, "You left me alone with that monster and stuff like that." Because I think Ra's al Ghul kidnapped Jason Todd, turned him over to the Joker. Ra's felt bad that Jason died. That's why he resurrected him.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess by Jason being in the Lazarus pit, made him go a little bit crazy and thought that maybe Ra's sicked Jason on Batman. He's like, hey, he let you die.
Yeah.
Because he's supposedly one of the greatest superheroes of all time, and he couldn't even save his own partner.
And I wouldn't put it past Ra's to do that because dude's been alive for what, like 600 years?
Oh, he's been alive.
800
for
years?
a very long time.
Now is that? By the way, me officially saying I think it's Jason Todd.
Okay.
I really hope it is. If it's not, I'm not going to be too salty about it. Whatever it is, I mean, Rocksteady's a really good game company.
Oh,
really,
they're fantastic.
Fantastic at what they're doing. Whatever it is, I'll probably support it. If not, maybe not support it a little bit. As in me posting a really sad tweet about it and then let it go for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, officially I think it's Jason
I have
Todd.
multiple theories. Not all of these are mine. I'll even specify that. I saw and heard some other people's theories. Actually, last night XBL, I was watching one of their videos. It was one of the top 5 fan theories of who the Arkham Knight is. And I'm only going to use a couple of them, and I'm giving credit where credit is due. These are not my theories in any way, shape, or form, but I do like the idea. One of them was actually Hugo Strange. Let's just say Harley, she's looking for crap. I forget exactly what it was, but it was along the lines of Harley taking Hugo Strange's body to the Lazarus pit and bringing him back and getting him trained and stuff like that. He has the motive. He has the resources. Hugo Strange doesn't have the skills to go toe to toe with Batman. There was actually even it was a rumor going around that Hugo Strange actually had his own bat suit. In the comics, he has his own bat suit because he's obsessed with Batman. If you listen to the
OG fanboy.
Yeah, if you listen to some of the tapes that they have for the Riddler's interrogation, he mentioned that Hugo was sitting there in a suit, admiring Batman.
Oh yeah.
And even in the beginning of the game, before you play as Catwoman, the very first time the very first cutscene of the game is when you play as Catwoman and you see a bat creature flying, into the city. Everyone was like, "Oh, Man-Bat," and then they realized, wait, Man-Bat's not in the game.
Yeah.
And Catwoman's ears don't look like that. Those were pointy bat ears, So he has his own costume. Maybe he got it fixed up and he got it all militarized. But Arkham Knight takes place 1 year after Arkham City, so Hugo Strange is out of the question. Joker has the motive, doesn't have the resources or the skills to do it, so Joker's out of the picture. Also, they confirmed that Joker's super dead. Which is sad. Damian Wayne, he has been mentioned in it, because Talia did mention that they had a night in Metropolis. They never said how long ago it was. He actually does have a motive because it's very possible that Talia is officially dead because she got shot by Joker in the finale of Arkham City. So he has the motive, he has the resources, he has the skills. The thing is, Arkham Knight, you can tell that's a grown man, or at least a man that's in maybe he's earliest 1918. If you look at his physique, his body structure, that's a grown man.
Yeah.
So Damian, depending on whenever that whole night in Metropolis happened, let's just say it was before Arkham Asylum. He's, let's say
17?
16, 17, right? Another one is what you said, Jason Todd. He has the resources, he has the skills, he has the motive for allowing the Joker to kill him, because he does in Arkham City. He says that he's like, wait a second, didn't I already kill you? And he's like, whatever, I just kill you again. Yeah, he says it to Tim Drake in the Joker Carnival challenge map. Yeah, let's just say, all right. Let's go. Let's just say, for all intents and purposes, that Jason Todd. This is how they could do it. Jason Todd dies before the events of Arkham Asylum, right?
Mm-hmm.
Joker kills him just like normal, like that, and then Joker like gives up like freely. That's why it was so easy for Batman to capture him. So the events of Arkham, Arkham Asylum happen. Sometime between the time while Batman was on Arkham Island and actually before the events of Arkham City, let's just say Ra's al Ghul finds Jason's body, resurrects him using the Lazarus Pit, and begins to train him even more. You could do it like that, which would give Jason enough time to gather the resources to have his own private army, because it's confirmed that Arkham Knight will have his own private army. Yeah. That will give him time. I will give Jason time to build his own private army, train them. I forgot about that one theory that's going to happen. That's going to be fantastic. I'm excited to talk about that one. But yeah, they give him time to get all the private army. I guess they might even give him time to work with Scarecrow, because he's working with Scarecrow. Probably why Scarecrow wasn't present in Arkham City except for a couple Easter eggs. And then Arkham Knight, where he's just like, they both say, all right, we're gonna freaking take Gotham down. It's time. Gotham's beyond saving, stuff like that.
It's time for Batman to die. Yeah, basically.
Because even in Arkham Knight, he says, "Time to die, old man." Yeah. And there's actually, if you look at the screenshot of the Arkham Knight holding the gun up to Batman while Batman's on the ground, that is the exact same picture that was in a comic where Jason Todd. The exact same. Batman's on the ground. Jason has a gun to him, and he's just like, I'm about to kill you. He's like, you're done here. Man, I'm just so excited for this game. The one theory, this one is not mine at all. Someone came up with this, and whoever came up with this is absolutely fantastic. If I can find you, I'm gonna put you in the description box so people can subscribe to you for your awesome knowledge. This is going to be really far. You might think this is really weird, but I think it's fantastic. What if the Arkham Knight is Bruce Wayne? Let's just say it's Bruce Wayne from a different dimension where instead of bats being his greatest fear, Arkham Asylum was like his greatest fear, or like something like that. I thought of another one. Cool. I think he's popping back into my head. He can basically he can transfer dimensions, because obviously multiple dimensions exist in the DC universe. You've got Earth 2, you got all that stuff. The Bruce Wayne from another dimension finds a way to come, or heck, it could be Thomas Wayne. Yeah. That would be interesting. I don't know how that would work. They would have to explain that. Like,
his dad didn't really die.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, or Lazarus Pit.
But that
figured it.
But that also wouldn't make any sense. But also, why would he call his son old man? So that is interesting. That wouldn't work. But let's just say Bruce Wayne from another dimension comes to this dimension, and in that one he's like Gotham needs to burn because it's beyond saving, stuff like that.
Instead of being a good guy, he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
I just thought of one. No,
let me do this
I have a good one.
Let me get this one.
You just literally spoke for 10 minutes straight.
All right, this one's gonna be really
You
quick.
interrupt me all the time.
This
No,
one's...
Terry McGinnis.
No,
Yeah.
because it doesn't exist in this universe. And Arkham Knight, in order for the Arkham Knight to have the impact that everyone thinks it needs to be a character that people already know, a character that people are already connected to, or at least seen in the.
Get out of here.
Hey man, I'm serious.
You see this?
That's why I don't think it is Jason Todd. Well, it could be. Now, this is not my theory at all. It could be Azrael, possessed by the spirit of Amadeus Arkham. Because Amadeus Arkham has all of the motive to want to kill Batman. People say it could be Azrael, but he really doesn't have the motive. He has the resources and like the skills to be the Arkham Knight, but it would make no sense. He's like, hey, so Gotham's gonna burn, and I'm gonna put on a suit and I'm gonna try to kill you. Even though he said that in his prophecy, Batman's supposed to burn with Gotham. So it's very possible that the death of Batman will happen in this game. I really hope. I hope not, because I will cry like a boo-hooing like a baby.
I think it would be good for closure since it is their last game. I think it would be really good if Bats does kick it, whether he gets killed or in the cinematic cut at the very end, fast forward, let's say 20 some odd years or something like that. You have, Batman's gone into retirement. Obviously not by Bane, because not Bane, but and it just this is how I see panning out. How obviously Arkham Knight could just end him, just dead, right? And then he takes over Gotham, or make it a really nice ending. Now they can have two endings to it. That would be cool, Now,
no, because then you'll have a debate on what the actual ending is, and then they'll be mad at Rocksteady for not giving you the definitive ending because you've got fans of the Arkham series split over which ending is the actual.
I think what they could do is a special pre-order edition of the game, because they do that. They do it on almost every game now that comes out. It's a special GameStop edition. Special Target is now in the game. Target is now in that industry. Special Target edition. Something where they don't announce it, but you find out there's an alternate ending to the game. Not based, and maybe it is based off if you the final fight for Arkham Knight. If you win the fight, he dies happy as an old man and is surrounded by the Bat family. If you lose, he gets killed. Black screen of death. It's over. I
wouldn't like that.
I would 100% be okay with that, because I just think that would. I like stuff like that personally. I love multiple endings of things. That's why I love Fallout, and why I love Skyrim, and games where you have choices. Where you can just say, "Oh, I want to do this. I want to be a bad guy." Like in Fallout, you have negative karma. You people hate you, right? You can go around and just kill Megaton and do all this bad stuff, and then you have a negative ending of the game. Whether you have good karma, positive karma, you have a positive ending to the game. I think it would be perfect for stuff like that. Not have a positive, negative karma meter for the bats or something, but a positive and negative outcome to how you played the last game. Because you can die all you want in a boss fight. You'll just replay the boss. I think it would be a much more substantial ending for them to go, this is the last time. The end of the game depends on whether you win or lose this fight. Because I think it would be definitive as a solid thing for Batman. Because, it's a video game, right? You have unlimited chances to do pretty much everything. I think it would add a sense of realism to it that kind of
a sense of urgency that if you want Batman to stay alive, you better win this.
Yeah, and that's basically how that picture. How the picture is with the Dark Knight with the gun to his head. That's how it should be depicted, as you're literally fighting for a good. You're fighting for your life as Batman. Not you're fighting to progress the level. You're fighting literally to win the game or to lose the game. And if you lose the game, sure, you can reset it, but there you have the ending. You have the ending that you want, or you have the ending that you might not want, but you have the ending you earned. Hey, old Batman rules still.
Like, oh, true.
But do you feel me though? Nurse comes out. It's time. He's about to go.
I
think that would be
not like that at all.
Or you're not even listening to the entire thing.
Oh no,
and then Batman, and they go to the hospital, and Batman dies. Or Arkham Knight kills you, and then it's like a flat, and then it's like 5 years later, Arkham Knight's standing. He's like on like the gargoyle, kneeling like Batman, and a wide shot pans out, and it's a burning Gotham, and it just ends. Because that's the motive of the Arkham Knight, is to destroy Gotham.
I mean,
take over as a dictator.
His motive in Arkham Knight is yet to be determined or known.
Well, I think that's
at least I think it's he honestly just has a personal vendetta against Batman. Like, he just wants to take him out. He also he knows him somehow. It is somebody that he knows. But I wouldn't like that one. I think we both agree that there needs to be I believe there needs to be a definitive ending for Batman and the series. I'm not saying necessarily kill him, but at least if you're gonna have Batman stop being Batman,
yeah,
then have him just hang up the cape and the cowl altogether instead of ending such a famous character. Just I'm Dark Knight. I'm just gonna shoot you. Bang. That would be. I feel like that would be cheap and a cop out on the developer side.
I think
just end after all of the hard work that Batman has done in all of the games and the comic books and stuff like that, and then just have him just get shot in the face by one of his partners, Jason Todd. Let's just say it's him. Let's just say it's Jason Todd.
Yeah, all intents and purposes, it's Jason Todd. Yeah. In my eyes,
I would dislike that extremely, and I know I'm not alone on that.
Well, I mean, but I don't feel like I would be alone on my opinion as well.
By having that open-ended ending where there could be two endings, there's really no telling on how another studio could pick up. Let's say WB Montreal picks up the next Batman game, not necessarily Batman Arkham. They would need to go, all right, so which ending are we going with here? Are we going with the ending where he dies peacefully and we're going to start with a whole new different character, or are we going to continue with Bruce Wayne being Batman and just develop a new trilogy, a new storyline?
I never said Bruce Wayne continues being Batman. He dies both ways. That's my scenario. He's over. Bruce Wayne Batman is dead at the end of the game. That's my prediction. Because to leave him alive, yes, it's a happy ending, but happy endings aren't always. I don't think happy endings don't belong everywhere. It's Batman. There's tragedy everywhere. I mean, the last game ended with his greatest villain being carried out by him. As far as I'm thinking, there has to be an ending. If you leave him alive, that leaves room for another character to come along to say, hey, 50-year-old Bruce man, what are you going to do? Let's say they don't end it. What would they do?
Let's say they don't end...
Like, they don't end Batman. He's alive.
But let's just say, because Batman always, in the end, Batman saves the day. Because he's Batman.
Yay!
Let's just say it's too much for him. It's too much for him.
Whoops.
It's too much for him, Nightwing, and Tim Drake. It's just too much. Because there's also supposedly people saying that Superman's gonna have a quick cameo in it where he's gonna be like, "Hey, you need help," and he's like, "No, I've got it." And Superman's just like, "All right, cool. I'm just gonna leave," and just flies away. That's that could be another game that Rocksteady does after. I think we already spoke about that, about Rocksteady doing a Superman game, how that would be really, really tough to do. But,
personally, we spoke about that. Yeah.
Yeah, but Superman, we're not gonna go into that today, at least. But yeah, if they're gonna kill somebody off, it needs to be somebody significant. Something definite and permanent needs to happen. Not something that can be, oh, we're just gonna we're just gonna fix this real quick.
Yeah,
and then,
no open-endedness.
Yeah, no open-endedness. Definitive ending for the Arkham series. Maybe even Batman himself. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer because the game got delayed. I'm perfectly fine with that. The longer I have to wait, the better the game's gonna be.
Yeah.
So yeah. I guess that is it for this episode of the podcast, our very first episode. I hope you enjoyed listening to us rant and talk about probably our most favorite thing that we like to do, which is
in our personal lives, not even around each other.
Yeah.
What we like to do. So
I like to make cookies, but that's beside the point.
That might come with a video thing. I mean, future plans. Might as well talk on this now and not at a later time. Mm-hmm. We do plan, at least on my page, to do video game playthroughs. It's a video game channel. I'm dumb not to. Yeah. Community stuff like that. We have friends in podcasts. We have friends in vlogs. Actually, local here. If you guys don't know where we are, we're located in North Carolina.
Not like you would care, but sure.
If you like us enough to, expose yourself to our weirdness for, what is it, almost an hour and 30 minutes, probably more.
Probably less.
Hang out with us, do whatever. Feel free to hit us up. We will,
we'll include our Twitters in the description box below if you want to follow us or just see what we're tweeting about. We tweet a lot of really weird things, and we tweet weird things. At least I know I do.
Oh yeah.
So if you want to laugh at somebody's stupidity, definitely follow either me or David or both of us. On my personal channel, I will also be doing video game playthroughs. I don't know when that will start because I need to, make sure I have the equipment for it. Make sure with all work and stuff like that. So we're both gonna be doing our own separate things and also doing this whenever we have time. Hopefully it's more than bi-monthly. Hopefully maybe every couple weeks we'll get together and kind of just talk about just things. So yeah, I guess stay tuned for more stuff coming from David and I and the Deadboys podcast here.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel.
David's stomach is screaming.
I'm so hungry.
Should get some food. So yeah, just look for more delicious speak content coming from the boys here, and we should see you in our next project.
In
Later, guys. Peace.